Hello and welcome to Total Health with Dr. Nick, where if you're new to my show, my purpose is to inspire, empower, and motivate you to live longer, healthier, more abundant lives. And today, guys, I've got a topic for you that I get a question on virtually every single day, and that is MCT oil. And if you get a chance, you really want to know all about MCT oil, go back and watch a video I did previously, but this one's really all about how to choose an MCT oil and really how to take it properly. So I want to dive right in because this is a topic that if you don't get right, you're going to really mess up your digestive tract. So it's very important you're using MCT oil for what it's designed for, and that is quick energy to help you get really good cognitive function. It's really not for so much long-term energy as you want to use some other types of fats for, but this is really more for brain function and really more for, as I said, quick, short bursts of energy. So anyway, let's dive on in. Let's talk first about the sources. Where do you want to find your MCT oil? And arguably the best choice of all is coconut oil. You really don't want to get it ever from palm oil. It's not a good source, not good quality, but coconut oil is the best. About 65% of coconut oil is actually MCT. And what MCT really stands for, it's a fatty acid, and it stands for medium chain triglyceride. So that's really all it is. And a medium chain triglyceride, very simply, is a carbon chain that ranges anywhere from a 6 to a 12 carbon chain. So that's really all it is. So when you look at a fatty acid, it's a 6 to 12 carbon chain. Now, sometimes people will say that the 12 carbon chain is not really an MCT, but for all purposes, we'll say that it is today. Anyway, so your best source, of course, is coconut. You could also get it from butter. Want to make sure that it's grass-fed. You've heard me say this many times. Although if you can't get grass-fed, then go ahead and use regular butter by all means. But grass-fed is always going to be better because it's got a better omega-3 to omega-6 profile. We know that omega-6 is very pro-inflammatory and omega-3 is very anti-inflammatory. So you want to get, if you can, you want to get grass-fed. Always grass-fed is the best. Same thing with your meat too, because you get a better ratio of omega-3 over omega-6. Milk, full fat. Yogurt, full fat. So dairy. Once again, I'm not huge on dairy, but I know, hey, everybody likes it. People want it. Just be careful. Watch how it affects your digestive tract. But you could also get MCT oils from dairy. Yogurt, as I said, and really harder cheese are going to be better. So the harder the cheese, the better. Your firmer cheese are going to be better for this. Now, let's talk again about the types of MCTs. So like I said, it's going to be anywhere from a 6 to a 12 carbon chain. So you really don't want to use too much 6. And 6 is caproic acid. And caproic acid really doesn't taste very good. So that's why you typically don't see it when you go to the stores to purchase MCT oil. You're not going to find it too often, if ever, in 6 form, okay? Because it really doesn't taste good. The best ones that taste good are going to be your 8 and 10. So those are actually going to be the best overall because they get into your system faster. So when you're looking for a good MCT oil, as we're going to show you in just a moment, you want to look for more that are 8 or 10 carbon chains. So you want more of your Caprylic and your Capric acid. As I said before, 12 carbon chain, that's your lauric acid. And lauric acid, some people don't believe it's truly an MCT, but like I said, for today's purposes, we're going to say it is because typically it's anywhere, as I said, from 6 to 12. Lauric acid is what the bulk or the majority of coconut is made from. About 50% or so of the coconut, of the oil in coconut oil is lauric acid, but it's longer. And because it's longer, it's not as easily digestible and it's not as easily assimilated. So it's not going to go into your brain and your liver as quickly and be used and absorbed as quickly. So you want to avoid that one when you're picking out your MCT oils. All right, so how do you choose an MCT oil? First and foremost, you want to make sure it's organic. You want to make sure that it comes from a clean source and not a source that could be riddled with pesticides. You want to avoid that. Number 2, you want to make sure it's from coconut. You don't want to be getting it from palm oil. So make sure when you're looking at the back of the bottle of the MCT oil that it's come from 100% coconut, not palm oil. It's not a good quality oil. You want to make sure that it's C8 and C10, which is your Caprylic and your Capric acid. Those two are the best sources, as I mentioned before. Why? Simply because they're smaller chains, the carbon chains are less, 8 or 10, and that way you assimilate it much quicker and you absorb it a lot faster. So let's see how you're going to find it as far as if you're looking at a label. Now, I'm not endorsing any particular brands, but I'll tell you what, when I was researching this, it was very hard for me to find ones that were purely C8 and C10. This brand here, Perfect Keto, happens to be that. So over here, this happens to be pure C8 oil. Okay, so that means it's the most absorbable and it tastes the best. So this is the one, if you can find it, you want to use it the most. And like I said, I'm not here to promote any particular brand, but I'll tell you at the end which brands I found were the best. So you want to make sure you watch to the end so you see which brands I'm recommending. And I'm not endorsing it because I get anything from it. It's just simply because they're the best ones I found. Anyway, like I said, you're looking at the back of the label. What you're noticing here, the MCT oil is 100% from caprylic acid C8. So once again, it's going to be the most absorbable. It's going to be the most palatable. That's the one you want to use. So always check the back. Now, this brand also makes it with C8 and C10. And what you'll notice over here, it'll say C8 is 70% and C10 is going to be 30%. So look at the back and you can actually see what ratios they come out to. Now, as I said, I'm not endorsing any particular brand, but these are the ones that I found when I was looking to see which ones had C8 and C10. These are the ones that showed up. The other ones didn't have it. Now, I'm not saying I checked every single brand. I'm sure there may be ones that I may have missed, but I looked long and hard for it. So anyway, these three brands I found, as far as, like I said, the best. Perfect Keto comes in both. You can get it in actually C8 exclusively or C8 and C10. Bulletproof comes in both. The XCT oil has both. The XCT is going to be a C8 and a C10, but it also has something called brain octane. And brain octane is exclusively C8, the caprylic acid. Once again, C8 is going to get to your brain quicker, so it's a lot more readily absorbable. It will get there faster, so you'll have a lot more cognitive function. So if you're doing it in your coffee, which we're going to speak about in a moment, and you want that morning boost where you get that good brain function, you'd like to use more C8. This brand here, Nature's Way, also has both. So it's got both C8 and C10. I didn't see where it's got exclusively C8. So once again, these guys, they seem to be the best brands to use as far as having exclusively these oils. Now, how much MCT oil should you use? That's a question I get virtually every single day. How much oil should you be using? Well, I'll tell you what, I would start off with a teaspoon. Don't go above that, because I'll tell you what, if you use too much too soon, too fast, you're going to be in the bathroom. It's going to cause you some intestinal discomfort, mainly diarrhea. And I'll tell you what, I know that firsthand. I just chugged some one time, and it wasn't good. So you want to make sure that you're only using about a teaspoon at a time and work up from there. Once again, it's really not for long-term energy throughout the day. So unless you're having it periodically, it's not going to be such a great long-term energy source. You're going to want to use some of your other fats for that. Your butter, your ghee, things like coconut oil or lard, things like tallow, olive oil, avocado oil, nuts. Those are your better oils for long term. This is what I primarily use it in, although I might drizzle it on salads and things like that. Or basically, I'll be honest with you, I eat it off the spoon. That's how typically I have mine, or I put it in my coffee. So what I do, many of you know this, it's either called butter coffee, keto coffee, some people still call it bulletproof coffee. But this is probably one of the best ways to get it. Very simply, it's quick, it's easy, and it works really well with the caffeine that you're going to get from the coffee. So just put it right in your coffee. Simply put a teaspoon, or in my case, I put a tablespoon with about 2 tablespoons of butter, grass-fed preferably, and you want to blend it up. So you're not going to have this oily mixture on top of your coffee. Just simply put it into coffee, get one of those whisks and just blend it up, or you can just, use a blender. You can use I think it's called an Era Latte, and just buzz it, and that's it. And you got yourself some tremendously beneficial coffee. So guys, that's the best ways I find to use it. So hopefully this is good information for you. Once again, incorporate your MCT oils in with your food. It's going to get you to ketosis much faster, because MCT oil would be broken down into ketones a lot faster than just using regular coconut oil and other oils. So you always want to incorporate MCTs. It's a very, very fantastic source of healthy quality fats. So with that said, guys, I hope you liked the information. If so, please make sure you like, you share, comment, and most of all, subscribe. So I appreciate it so much. Like I said, subscribe right down over here, and watch out for our other videos. Make sure you guys are clicking on those and getting a lot more great content. So anyway, this is Dr. Nick. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.